Hello, this is Jere again with Pumpkin Carving 2012. This time it's going to be, this is a little hard to see, but an image of a hot cup of Shaak tea image. There we go. First step, you gotta go and attack the pumpkin. I gotta sort of go a little bit close here because the height of it from the montrals at the top of the head kind of goes up a little bit high. So I kind of have to not do excessively large of a size, especially around the front here where it's all nice and smooth and opposed to the bumpy back. Yeah. Just a standard kitchen knife here. Maybe I want to, this pumpkin is it's some inches thick. Rather thick. Gotta be careful. Hurt, obviously. I'm gonna try to put this at an angle. Problem with this method is I'm likely to overshoot a little bit. It's not quite as easy as it looks in the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. It's definitely not as easy as in the cartoon. I don't know. I think it's interesting how at the local pumpkin patch they have these smooth kind of pumpkins as opposed to the rich ones. Now you see what's happened here is that even though the top of the pumpkin seems loose all the way around in terms of cuts, because this pumpkin is so thick, it's still stuck in, well in there. See how it budges a little bit, but not a whole lot. All I do this is just keep on going around and around and around. Ooh, look at that! It's almost out! Let's see. Let's see how thick this bad boy is. Aha! Almost had the moment of truth. Look at that thing. That thing's like, I don't know, like 4 inches thick at the base of this thing. Look about that freaking thick pumpkin. This is going to take a lot of scooping to get it down to a manageable thickness. On a random sort of technical note, whenever I'm turning on or off the camera, my hands keep on getting wet while the pumpkin, which means I have to sort of be careful so I don't get the camera messy. Anyway, I'm actually using a grapefruit knife to help get out the insides of the pumpkin because, you know, it's not very sharp, but yet it's serrated. Now anyway, here is the opened, cleaned pumpkin. Look at all that. Look at all of this. Look at all that. I don't know. This pumpkin's over a gallon big in volume, I'd imagine. I don't know how much it weighs, like 25 pounds maybe? I'm not a good judge for pumpkin, but that's how much it seems like it weighs. Anyway, I gotta try this thing. You can see how shiny it is. It's all wet from all the juices inside. Then soon we'll be able to go transfer the design onto the skin of the pumpkin. Now I'm getting ready to put the design onto the pumpkin. Nice thing about this pumpkin, it's actually kind of straight out in front, which helps a lot. Now this little technique where I'm holding it on as I cut in slits, this is actually some of the same ways how I made some of the templates to figure out how to fit on my old duct tape Mandalorian armor. Well, they're just pretty much fitting like it is. It's kind of like darts and sewing. Not quite. So I can actually hold it on here around a curved surface. Now I was able to pin it on to the thing using a combination of tape and the saws from the kit. Yeah, they're stuck right through there. Can I see the other ends? Yes, that's good. That means that the pumpkin isn't excessively thick. So now I'm in the process of pricking the design onto the surface. If I get any tricky spots, I'll probably go and end up using the grapefruit knife on the surface. These little edges are very sensitive. Well, it's sensitive. Delicate. Finicky. Should have used thinner paper, but you know, printer paper works really well in it. In a printer, so that's what I used. Oh yeah, and by the way, how did I make the simplified face? What I did is I had a bitmap image of the original, you know, the face of a hot cup, a Shaak tea image, and I traced over an Inkscape. That's why you see all these straight lines like that, until I got something that looked good, simple enough to what I wanted. Now all the notes have been pricked out on it, and so it is ready to take it off from this. All the tape. I mean, why am I being so careful to take this off in one piece when I don't need it again? When I have enough. Ooh, look. Look how wet the paper got. Lovely, I got paper stuck to the surface. But that is why I have a picture, so it actually makes sense. Because I'm going to have to use this reference a lot. Okay. So we can actually go and start the real carving. Now it's actually been going into the pumpkin. It's very hard work. Look at these little lines. It's excellent that I have this reference here, or else this would be essentially impossible. The nice thing about using pinpricks is that they don't rub off. It's like a little mark and then they're like, oh no, it went off. It's just like, they're just structurally there. I mean, these little knives I'm using, they're just like really cheap things from Pumpkin Kit. Really cheap things. But however, they really do help a whole lot. It's that turning radius, especially. Well, this is the progress as it is now. The Montrals, the right Montrals, well, Shaak Tea's right Montral is almost all the way carved out, while the left one is pretty far gone. You see, some of these dots are kind of confusing, because it's hard to tell what line makes what line. That's a little bit of an issue, especially considering there's some more scarring on the pumpkin down low, especially where there's detail like the eyes. It's an issue. But otherwise it's going well. Here's a little piece that's about ready to come out. It's stuck in the corner. Let's get that out. Aha. There we go. Aha. There we go. Well, here we are now. Again, more stripes have gotten done. Sadly, there's a little break right here on the little bit of the head jewelry, but at least it's not very prominent. Some of the eyes are getting done because, you know, with this big piece coming out here, that has to be done first so I'll actually be able to hold together. One thing you really can't see here is the nose line, which I'll have to do. That will be very narrow and it actually might end up a little bit more exaggerated than that. Like I said, otherwise it's like going pretty well. Like I said, again, there's some confusion with these little dots, how they're not necessarily close enough. Like right there, I was twisting my mind, see that little mistake right there. Otherwise, I think I do start to see the personality coming out in the pumpkin. Well, here it is again. We now just have mostly one part of the face and a little bit more of these stripes over here to do. This eye is out now, and it's going pretty well. The nose actually went pretty cleanly, probably because it's just in solid material. Now I think the main challenge is that eye right there. And here it is all carved out. That eye sort of did get a little bit hairy going out, but it was alright in the end.